We have opened the skull. I think now you are already oriented to this diagram. See, this is your left. This is your left, this is your right. When you are standing behind a person, and the person, you are facing the back of the person, and you have transversely cut you have taken a section from the head, that is the skull part, the cranial cavity. You remove the skull cap, that is the calvaria, and then you are viewing it from behind like this. So this is your left, this is your right, this is the anterior, and this is the posterior. Okay. So I am not showing you the whole image because we are concerned only with this anterior cranial fossa. Are you understanding? We are concerned with anterior cranial fossa. If you see this part, on the right side. See on the right side. See, I will color it with yellow. This yellow color, what I am coloring, is nothing but the part of the frontal bone. It is the part of the frontal bone. Okay. Okay. And this part in the middle is of the ethmoid bone. Just 1 minute. I will give it green color. This is green. Okay. This not the complete. I'm sorry. It's not the. This part is not the frontal bone. This is not the frontal bone. It's the facial bone which is forming the below this. When you remove this part, you will be seeing this part. You will see this part. Are you understanding? When you remove this bony part, which I am encircling, this will form what? This will show you this. I will put it in yellow. You will see this. When you remove this bone, you will see this part. Okay, when you remove the right side ka bone, you will see this on the left. In this sense, below this bone on both the sides, in the right and the left, you have the eye socket. Now, I will tell you how you can get. So this is how you have oriented yourself, isn't it? You have oriented yourself with this diagram. Now, this is the frontal bone. As I said, I confirm. This is the frontal bone. Okay, which I put it in yellow. This one I am putting it again. See, this is the frontal bone. Here also on the left side also there will be the frontal bone. But then when you remove this frontal bone, you will see this eye socket. Simply, you will see the eye socket. And on the lateral side, you will have the fossa for lacrimal gland, which you will not be able to see from here. It will require an anterior view. So you got an orientation. When you remove this frontal bone, I will erase everything. When you remove this frontal bone, see, this is the left, this is the right, this is anterior, and this is posterior. So when you remove this frontal bone, at that time you are going to see this eye socket. Okay, एक साइड में bone रखा है, एक साइड में निकाल दिया. I hope you understood this. No confusion now. When you remove this frontal bone, it's very thin. पपड़ी जैसा रहता है. When you dissect, you will understand. When we are dissected, पपड़ी मतलब एकदम पपड़ी भी नहीं, but you can easily break it. So when you remove this bone, you will see this socket, eye socket, and in this you can see this eyeball. Can you see this eyeball? And can you see this structure? Wait, I will erase this one for you. Can you see this nerve? I will put it in. I will put yellow only. Can you see this nerve, thick nerve? Just a second. See, this is your eyeball, and can you see this thick nerve? This is nothing but which nerve? It is the optic nerve. Absolutely. See, can you see this? Trace this. Can you trace this? ये देखो, ये nerve इधर पीछे से आ रही है, इधर निकल रही है. Can you see this? This is the optic nerve. And this red color, can you see? This red color, it is already labeled that this is the internal carotid artery. Can you see this red color artery? I put it in yellow now. Here also this red color artery is there. Okay, this is internal carotid artery. See which one? This one. So internal carotid artery is supplying, its branches are going to supply. The ophthalmic artery, you might have heard, we already discussed when we were talking about. Okay, so this is the orientation. I hope now you are able to understand. So there is an opening here. There is an opening here in this frontal bone, which is called as the superior orbital fissure. And the shape of this is like this on either sides. Understood? This is where it is present here. See this red color what I am drawing, again I will draw. This is present where here, which is giving place for the substances or the material, that is nerves, arteries, veins, to cross from this foramen. It is called as this foramen, from where this optic nerve is going, from this all these are going. This is called as what? It is called as superior orbital fissure. Okay, and this is this shape. This is this shape. Understood? On both the sides. ये जो टोक वाला भाग है, ये कहाँ पे? Lateral side में, और ये वाला कहाँ पे? Medial side में. Are you oriented? Are you oriented? This way. Okay, I have one more diagram. I will show you the diagram so that you will get a better orientation, and then we can draw the diagram. Okay. Then we can draw the diagram. 1 second. See this. Are you able to see this diagram? We already discussed this diagram. Are you able to see this? So see, this is the eye socket, right? This is the eye socket. So हमने क्या देखा इधर? Frontal bone. This cranial cavity is having the fossa, anterior cranial fossa, middle cranial fossa, and posterior cranial fossa. So this is the floor. The floor of the second floor is the roof of the first floor. We already saw when we were discussing the skull. So this is the eye socket, and the things which are coming from the cranial cavity into this eye socket, they are coming from an opening which is called as superior orbital fissure. Understood? This opening is like this on both the sides. Okay, this is the shape of that opening. This is superior orbital fissure. Understood? Okay. Now we will go with the actual diagram. I will draw the diagram. Okay, 1 second. So now are you able to see the whiteboard? Okay, we will start with it. Okay. Now, so I will draw the diagram. I will draw it in black color, and then we will label it. It's a beautiful diagram. Now you got oriented that this is this kind of shape, right? This is this kind of shape. This I am drawing of which side, you can understand. See, this is the posterior view. Okay. Just 1 second. So this is the shape of the superior orbital fissure. In the textbook, if you see, there are different diagrams given which will orient you better, undoubtedly. Okay, but then still you can, I mean, this is the simplest diagram, you know, which you can refer, I mean. Okay, so we are discussing two parts, I say, superior orbital fissure and the extraocular muscles. First we will discuss about the superior orbital fissure, and then we will go to the extraocular muscles. Okay, before that I will like to explain you or enumerate to you what are the extraocular muscles, so that you know, when we are drawing the diagram of the superior orbital fissure, you get to know that what are the, I mean, the names are not new to you. So I will enumerate those names when I am drawing the diagram, and then we will see the details of each of the muscles. So if you see that you got already oriented, now I will draw those structures which are passing from these apical part of the orbit, that is the superior orbital fissure. I need not, or I will name it. Wait, superior orbital fissure. So if you see, now I will use the anatomical colors. So first you have the artery in the apexmost part, that is the recurrent meningeal branch of this ophthalmic artery. So just now when I was telling you the orientation of the diagram, I said you that from the internal carotid artery you get branches, branches ka sub branches ka branches, and ophthalmic artery ki jo branch hai, that is recurrent artery which is a branch of meningeal of the ophthalmic artery. So recurrent meningeal artery, branch of the ophthalmic artery. Then you have the lacrimal nerve responsible for tears, right? The lacrimal apparatus. Then you have the frontal nerve. I mean, you get this view better when you are seeing the atlas. You really get a better view. Okay, this is the frontal nerve. Then you have the trochlear nerve, the fourth nerve which supplies one of the extraocular muscles. Then you need to get to know that there is one, and now we don't have the brown color, so I will use black in place of brown. Actually, there's a tendinous ring here, which is called as ring of Zinn. Ring of Zinn. You might have heard of it. It's the tendinous ring of Zinn, and I will show the cartilaginous or tendinous part, not cartilaginous, with the green color. Now these. So what I am showing you, I put it ulta actually. This should be green, and the other part should be black. Wait, we will correct it, because I am using the black color for what, as you know. It is for the muscle, because we are not having brown color here. So if you see, this is a cross section, right? We have taken a, not cross section, frontal section. Frontal along the coronal section, you can call it rather. It's a coronal section. So you are viewing it in a coronal section. So when you take a coronal section, you will just see this. You will not see the complete nerve. You will just see the thickness of the nerve. Okay, and in this is the tendinous ring of Zinn, and I will enumerate these. As I said that I will enumerate the names of those muscles of the extraocular muscles, right? So see, there are two muscles called as medial rectus and lateral rectus. The other two are superior oblique and inferior oblique. And then you have is the levator palpebrae superioris. Palpebrae superioris. So these are the extraocular muscles. Are you understanding? Medial rectus, lateral rectus, superior oblique, inferior oblique, and levator palpebrae superioris. And like the lateral and medial rectus, you also have the superior rectus. I will erase this coronal section. You have the superior rectus and the inferior rectus. So you have the four recti muscles. You have the four recti muscles, and you have the two oblique muscles, and you have one levator palpebrae muscle superioris. What are the functions of these? I will explain to you when we will talk in detail in the second half about extraocular muscles. But these muscles are, this cross section, it has these muscles. Now this, what is there is the levator palpebrae superioris. This is the superior oblique muscle. Okay, this is the superior. This is the levator palpebrae. Okay. Now this is the inferior rectus. And this is the medial rectus. Just a second. Where have I labeled? Yeah, this is the medial rectus. I will now, and this is the superior rectus. I will put it a different labeling. Okay, because there are other structures we have to label superior rectus, and the one which is here inside the ring, I mean inside this fissure, that is nothing but the lateral rectus. This is the lateral rectus. Okay, so now you got to know the orientation, that this is the coronal section and this is the orientation: lateral, medial, inferior and superior. I am not able to write it here, just understand the superior. And one more thing is that when you look at this way from a coronal section, you will find all this. Okay, so you are viewing this from anterior direction, from the anterior direction. मतलब तुम्हारे सामने कोई आदमी खड़ा है, तुमने उसका कोरोनल सेक्शन लिया और फिर कहाँ पे, एट द लेवल ऑफ द सुपीरियर ऑर्बिटल फिशर, where the superior orbital fissure is there at the end of the eye socket, and then you are viewing it anteriorly. I hope now you are oriented with this diagram very well. Understood? Understood? Okay. Now if you see, we will write the rest of the structures which are passing through the superior orbital fissure. So in this tendinous ring of Zinn, I did not label it anywhere, we will find place for it. First we will write the contents. Now you all see tendinous ring of Zinn and this superior orbital fissure, they will have only those things coming from them which are needed for the eye socket or the eyeball. So those nerves which are related to the eye socket and the eyeball and the extraocular muscles, only they will be there. Okay, this frontal nerve further divides to form ciliary nerves, they branch to form ciliary nerves. Okay, and if you see all the other nerves which I will label one by one. See, what I will do, I will erase this name of the artery because it's very big, and I mean it's not that significant for the labeling at least, or we will write it in short. Wait, so it's the recurrent meningeal branch of ophthalmic artery. Okay, so this second nerve which is there, this nerve is, as I told you, it's the lacrimal nerve, so it looks after the lacrimal apparatus which is there laterally. Then this is your frontal nerve, as I said, it further branches to ciliary nerves. Okay, now I told you that this is the cranial nerve number 4, that is the trochlear nerve, because it is going to supply which? Superior oblique muscle, which is here. Are you able to make it? I'll put it in black again. This is the superior oblique muscle. I already labeled it. So this will be supplied by, that is SO4 is the mnemonic. Then rest of the nerves you will see which are in the tendinous ring of Zinn as well. So these are the cranial number 3. Now there are two divisions of the cranial nerve number 3, that is the oculomotor nerve, because it is going to supply almost all the extraocular muscles. So there is a upper division and this is the lower division. Okay, upper division and the lower division. Then it is thoda sa upar, just a second. Upper division and lower division of what? This is the cranial nerve number. This is cranial nerve number 3, that is the oculomotor. Then now this, here you have the abducent nerve. Below this you have the abducent nerve, that is cranial nerve number 6. Abducent, it supplies what? As I already told you during the discussion of cranial nerves, it's the LR6, that is lateral rectus muscle. See, here it is. We have already labeled it lateral rectus muscle. See, this is the lateral rectus muscle. Are you able to see it? I'll again blacken it because we have shown the muscle with black. so that there's no confusion. Okay. Now, one more nerve, that is the nasociliary nerve. Nasociliary nerve, which is, if you see nasociliary duct, we already saw. Not nasociliary duct is there, connecting between the nose and the eyes. Okay. And so this is the nasociliary nerve. Now, if you see further, we saw about the artery, we saw the nerve. Now, but the main nerve of the eye, that is the optic nerve, and it has its place over here. I will draw it in. So this is not the complete nerve. This nerve is covered by a sheath, and this nerve, I mean, in this sheath along with this nerve, this is the optic nerve, very thick, very thick. This is the optic nerve, that is cranial nerve number. I'll write it in different color, and you have a artery with it, that is ophthalmic artery. Ophthalmic artery. Okay. Now you need to understand that this, actually the sheath is nothing but this optic canal. This is the optic canal, and this optic canal is having cranial nerve number 2, that is the optic nerve. Okay, and this is the ophthalmic artery. Now I can't label it here. Okay, you just understand that it is the ophthalmic artery. I'll just, ophthalmic artery it is. Okay, so tendinous ring of Zinn is made up of 4 muscles as labeled. That is the, now I will use green color. That is the superior rectus muscle. Then you have the medial rectus muscle. Then you have the inferior rectus muscle, and then you have the lateral rectus muscle. तो जो सुपीरियर में है वो सुपीरियर रेक्टस, इंफीरियर में इंफीरियर रेक्टस, ये सुपीरियर में सुपीरियर रेक्टस, इंफीरियर रेक्टस, और जो मीडियली है वो मीडियल रेक्टस, जो लैटरली है वो लैटरल रेक्टस. Again I will put them into black. Again revise with me. See, this is the superior rectus muscle. This is on the medial aspect. See, I already put up this labeling: lateral, medial, inferior, superior. This is the orientation. So you are viewing what? You are anteriorly viewing this diagram. So you are seeing the right eye of the person in front of you in the anterior. He is facing to you. You have taken a coronal section and you are viewing. So जो ऊपर रहेगा वो superior rectus, जो medially रहेगा वो medial rectus, जो नीचे रहेगा वो inferior rectus, and the one which is laterally is the lateral rectus. I hope now you are oriented with this diagram. And the 2 muscles which you have, the levator palpebrae superioris, and this is the superior oblique. Okay. Now we will see about the veins. We saw about the arteries. See, ophthalmic artery is the main artery which is supplying the eye. We saw 2 days back in lecture when we were discussing about the skull, and this is about the nerves. So many nerves. So we saw this cranial nerve number 4, which is supplying superior oblique, SO4, LR6, that is this one, and the optic nerve, which is the main nerve, as we see, cranial nerve number 2, and oculomotor nerve, the upper division and the lower division, which is the main nerve which is supplying the extraocular muscles. And छोटे जो nerves है, that is the lacrimal nerve, then frontal nerve, and this is actually the nasociliary nerve. I will just write it here, nasociliary nerve. Okay, these are passing through this. Okay, and one more thing, if you see, now we will see about the veins. We saw about arteries, nerves. The veins, if you see, this is we already saw this when we were talking about the venous drainage of the face. This is the inferior ophthalmic vein, and here is the superior ophthalmic vein between the frontal and the abducens nerve here. So this is the superior ophthalmic and the inferior ophthalmic. So this is the complete diagram with all explanation about what? The superior orbital fissure and structures going through it. Now again, if you need, I will one more time orient you. Okay, but you take a screenshot of this diagram, or you can save this diagram, save to my album. I have the option. Okay, so if you see I will just draw. I will not label anything so that you will understand, and I will tell you what. Okay, so this was your superior orbital fissure, correct? The shape you understand now. Oh, so this just a second. This was the superior orbital fissure, and here you have the tendinous ring of Zinn. Okay, now here this is the frontal bone, जिसको हमने तोड़ने के बाद we are able to see the eye socket, right? And below here you have the sphenoid bone like this. This is the sphenoid bone. So this was the anterior view, and what you had, this was the coronal section, and your medial, lateral, superior, inferior. I hope you are well oriented with this diagram. Okay, then you have the optic canal here. In that you have the optic nerve here, and you have the ophthalmic artery here. You have ophthalmic artery ka one branch, that is the recurrent meningeal branch over here, and you have the veins, that is the inferior ophthalmic and the superior ophthalmic, and you have the main nerves. Already we showed the optic nerve. Then you know this is the oculomotor nerve 1 and 2, that is the upper branch and the upper division and the lower division, and you have the nasociliary also over here, and you also have the abducens nerve over here. Then you have this frontal nerve, you have the lacrimal nerve, and this is the trochlear nerve. This is the diagram. You can take a screenshot of this. You can share to your friends. Ask them questions. Put this using your photo editor. You can label them as 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is this bone? Which is this bone? Okay, and all this you can ask to them. So this can be a simple question. And I will not draw the muscles again, but I think you can recall this. Now you are understood. I hope you have understood this diagram. Now we will go to the extraocular muscles one by one. Okay. So if you see the extraocular muscles, as I already told, the 4 recti, that is the superior, inferior, lateral, and medial, and you have the 2 oblique muscles, that is superior oblique and the inferior oblique, and the one single muscle, that is nothing but the superior. The name is superioris, that is levator palpebrae superioris. Now that is the only muscle which is bringing about some single action. We will see one diagram about it. Okay. So this is the medial part of the eye. I think this diagram is there in the textbook. Okay. This is your eyeball, which you can see in the anterior when you see anteriorly, and these are the muscles. Okay. Now need not go into the details of the origin and insertion of these muscles, I believe, because they are not that relevant. I mean, until and unless we are an ophthalmic surgeon at our level, I mean at the first year level, it's not expected. But if you do, it's awesome, not an issue. So this one. So there is a pulley here. I will use a green color to show. See, this is the pulley here. Okay. This is the pulley which is holding which muscle? Superior oblique muscle. This is the superior oblique muscle. Now, this is not the anterior view. This is the posterior view. This is the posterior view. Okay. This is the posterior view. This is your lateral, medial, superior and inferior. So you are viewing of the left eye. मतलब तुम कोई आदमी के पीछे खड़े हो और तुमने उसका स्कल ऐसे कट किया और तुमने ऐसा सेक्शन लिया, and what you are able to see is you are seeing this left eye of the person. So this is the medial, this is the lateral, this is the superior, and this is the inferior, and you are viewing the posterior view. Now from behind, if you see, this is the inferior oblique. Now wait, let me first draw this. So wait, this is the inferior recti, medial recti, this superior recti, and this is the lateral recti. Actually there are dimensions of it. If you go 6.9 mm, 7.7 mm, 6.5 mm from the right, from the medial aspect, I will not go in details of all those. Those are theoretical and they are more useful as a ophthalmic surgeon, not for us. So if you write exam, it will be very good. So on the 4 sides you have those 4 recti. ये जो ऊपर जो है, this is nothing but the superior oblique, which is having a pulley. Okay, this is the superior oblique. Oblique है ना ये muscle. You can see it's oblique like this, and this is the inferior oblique. This is the inferior oblique, and this is the inferior oblique, and we are not able to see the levator palpebrae superioris muscle over here. Now, as you know, all these muscles are supplied by third cranial nerve, except the superior oblique, this one, which is supplied by which nerve? It is supplied by fourth cranial nerve, and the lateral rectus, that is this one, lateral rectus, it is supplied by sixth cranial nerve, that is the abducens nerve. Okay, this is, I mean, they will ask you these questions in the MCQ most of the times. Rest all muscles, they are supplied by oculomotor. What I will do, I will encircle them with yellow, and this also yellow. Okay, then this also yellow, yellow, and yellow. So that yellow is supplied by yellow, and black with black. And I have labeled them. Now these 4 recti, if you want to go in details, these 4 recti, these are getting origin from the common annular tendon or the tendinous ring of Zinn. The ring of Zinn. Now what I will do, I will put it in red. This ring of Zinn is giving origin to 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the 4 recti. And the ring is attached to the middle part of the superior orbital fissure, as you already saw. Now lateral rectus, see, additional head. Now if you go in detail, then you will find that there are 2 heads of this lateral rectus muscle. You know, like the gastrocnemius has 2 heads, yes or no? Okay, soleus is also getting, it's not having 2 heads. Biceps femoris is having 2 heads. Biceps brachii is having 2 heads. Similarly, this lateral rectus muscle, it is also having 2 heads. I am not writing Z, it is 2. It has 2 heads. Okay, 2 heads. So these 2 heads, one head we saw already getting origin from the ring of Zinn, and the second one is additional head that arises from the orbital surface of the greater ring of sphenoid. Orbital surface of the greater ring of sphenoid. You will understand this, what is the orbital surface of the greater ring of sphenoid, when you will learn about in detail about the sphenoid muscle, sphenoid bone. As I already told you that the sphenoid bone is butterfly-like shape, and we already saw that. So, I'm sorry. Just a second. So, if you see this, okay, so this is the greater wing. This is the greater wing. And the eye is here. You know, this has a pituitary fossa. इधर आगे छोटा ethmoid bone है, इधर frontal bone है. See, this is anterior, this is posterior, this is right, and this is left. This is the cranial cavity. People who have attended the cranial cavity class will know it. So this is the frontal bone part. When we remove this part, what we saw? We saw the eye socket. This beach में is the ethmoid bone, the ethmoid cribriform plate and all that here. And here you have the glabella. Inside you have the crista galli, outside you have the glabella. So here, this is the sphenoid bone, right? And rest of the bone is here. So the sphenoid bone is having orbital surface when it is near the eye socket. That is the orbital surface. That orbital surface gives rise of this greater wing, right? This is the greater wing, jo aage, and this is the lesser wing. Okay, this is the lesser wing. So this greater wing is having the orbital part, which is giving rise to the additional head of the lateral rectus muscle. So this abducent nerve, one peculiarity you can remember, or the MCQ point, you can take a screenshot of this. One peculiarity you can remember, that abducent nerve, that is the sixth cranial nerve, it passes through the gap between the two heads of the lateral recti. As we know that this lateral rectus muscle is supplied by the sixth cranial nerve. So this sixth cranial nerve, now people who have attended the cranial nerve class, they know that we saw the origin of all the nerves. So from where does the sixth nerve get origin? It gets origin from, yes, 5, 6, 7, 8, they get origin from the pontomedullary junction. Medulla oblongata and pons, uska jo junction hai, pontomedullary junction, from that this is getting origin, and it travels forward, that is in the anterior direction, and when it gets to the supply of the lateral rectus, it passes between the two heads of the lateral recti, one which is coming from the ring of Zinn, and second from this orbital part of the greater wing of the sphenoid bone. Okay, so this way we have seen, so we were seeing this diagram, okay, superior, lateral, medial. So this is the posterior view of the diagram, and we are seeing the left eye, right, left eye. So on a coronal section you see this kind of diagram. Okay, I have oriented you with the diagram. Coming back to the discussion, so now we will see the actions. Now you can recall this diagram whenever I ask you to. Okay, I will not talk about the nerve supply again, because already we have discussed that. Okay, we have already discussed that nerve supply in the superior, when we discussed about the superior orbital fissure. So there's no point in repeating the same thing again. We will go with the actions of this muscle. This is very important. There's a diagrammatic diagram which will explain you the actions of these muscles. Now I was telling you about levator pulse. Now these 6 muscles you saw, name lateral rectus, medial rectus, superior rectus, inferior rectus, this is inferior oblique, and superior oblique. Okay, now if you see, I will draw the diagrammatic diagram for you. Oh, it's not getting erased. It's not getting erased. Okay, wait. Yeah. Now if you see, okay, are you able to see the whiteboard again? Just give me a yes. Just give me a yes. Okay. So we will see the actions now. Okay. So this is your eyeball. Now the diagram which we had drawn, this one with all the muscles, these all muscles, these all recti, they all got inserted into the sclera, right? If you remember, this is the sclera of your eye. The corneal part, sclera ends into cornea. Yes or no? Do you recall 12th standard? Sclera ends into cornea. Cornea is a part of the sclera outermost line. Do you recall this? Do you recall this? Yes. If I am wrong, just correct me. But I hope you recall it. So that was the insertion. We saw, see, I will summarize it. 4 recti, uska jo origin hai, that is from tendinous ring of Zinn. Tendinous ring of Zinn. And insertion is the diagram which we saw. That is on the sclera. Yes, inserted into the sclera. The diagram which we saw, no, this one. This. So origin बाहर से है, insertion किधर है? Sclera पे. ये eyeball है, ये sclera पे. Okay, this one, ये ऊपर, ये इधर, all this. Understood? So this is the sclera. And if you talk about the levator superioris, levator palpebri, you can go into the details of them. Now we will go for the actions. Okay? We will see the actions. So this was your eyeball. This is the common diagram which you are going to use everywhere actually. This is your eyeball. Now we saw, I will again put up, this is medial, this is lateral, this is superior, and this is the inferior. Okay. So if you see, the medial rectus is here, right? So it will pull the eye on this side. The lateral rectus is here, so it will pull the eye on this side. Now inferior oblique and superior oblique. Now inferior oblique किधर है? Actually inferior oblique muscle ऐसा नीचे है, right? But when it will pull the eye, because this is the insertion, and muscle moves from the insertion, not from the origin, as you have already learned. Somewhere here is the origin, this is the insertion. So the superior and inferior oblique, these muscles, they are getting origin from the medial wall of the orbit. Are you understanding? ये medial wall of the जो orbit है, जो हमने अभी इधर draw किया था, this was the medial wall. Yes, this way you drew the muscle, right? So they are getting origin from the medial wall and they are getting inserted on the sclera. So if they will be pulled, if there is contraction, then what will happen? This will move in this direction. Are you understanding? So we will show the movement. I will erase this, wait. So just a second. This is the medial rectus. So this is the lateral rectus ka movement. Okay, lateral rectus. This is medial rectus. Now inferior rectus will pull it like this. Inferior rectus will pull it like this. Okay, and superior rectus will pull it like this. Now when you have to, so this is अगर ऊपर नीचे आजू बाजू में movement करना है तो you saw which muscles are doing what kind of action. Yes or no? Now these muscles are having different axis. Now if you want to turn your eye round, तो अगर तुमको lateral बाजू में ऐसा laterally move करना है तो you will have to pull a muscle from this down like this. So which was that muscle? It was the inferior oblique. Do you recall inferior oblique? Do you recall inferior oblique? ये आई को ऐसा घुमाना है तो इधर का नीचे का जो मसल है उसको कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करना पड़ेगा. दैट इज द इंफीरियर ऑब्लिक. सो दिस विल रोटेट इन दिस डायरेक्शन. दिस इज वन डायरेक्शन ऑफ inferior oblique. One more thing, if you want to move eye this side, again inferior oblique will help you along with lateral rectus. Understanding? This is the action. Okay. Now if you want to move it upwards, I will use another color. ऐसा ऊपर मूव करना है तो तुमको किसको, ये आई को ऐसा खींचना पड़ेगा. तो इधर कौन सा मसल है तुमने देखा? सुपीरियर ऑब्लिक मसल. तो ये जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होएगा इन दिस डायरेक्शन, एट दैट टाइम द आई विल मूव लाइक दिस. So this is the action of superior oblique. Again it will also have this kind of action, that is again lateral movement. So ये आंख ऐसा घूमेगी for superior oblique और ये आंख ऐसा घूमेगी for by the inferior oblique. That's inferior oblique. Are you understanding? See, we showed the inferior oblique muscle नीचे, we showed the superior oblique muscle ऊपर. But when this action will happen, when this will contract, ये जब नीचे contract होएगा तो ये आंख ऐसा ऊपर से आएगी. I will use red color. When this will contract like this movement will happen. This movement will happen. And now I am using blue color. When this muscle will contract superior oblique, at that time this movement will happen. This movement will happen. I hope you are able to imagine this. So, which all movements and which all muscle? Okay, which all movements and which all muscles? So, as you already know that when we, if this is a person, तो वो जब उसका हाथ उसका नजदीक लाता है, that is called as abduction or adduction. What is it called? Adduction or abduction? Come on. This is a very basic question from anatomy. When you bring it near to your body, what do you call it? Adduction. Absolutely. ADD. Right? I will write here. And when you are taking it away, you called it as abduction. Yes or no? Yes or no? Am I right? Hello? Am I right? Okay. So we saw this is the medial. This is the medial aspect and this is the lateral aspect. Now that is the left side, you can see, or the lateral aspect, क्योंकि ये left side का आया है ना, और हम इसको posteriorly देख रहे हैं canal section में. So if you see this, if you have to move it, now if you see this lateral rectus muscle, it is causing which movement? It is moving the eye laterally. So it is causing abduction or adduction. What is it causing? It is moving it away from the body. Lateral, it is causing abduction. Yes or no? Away from the body. So this is abduction. Understood? So lateral rectus is causing abduction. What I will do, I will put all those muscles into blue which are causing abduction. Okay. Then you see superior oblique, I already told you it is having this action. I already told you inferior oblique is sab mit gaya. Just a second. Okay, forget about all that. I told you this superior oblique is causing this action. Yes or no? Superior oblique jab upar, I showed it to you in blue, right? When this is getting contracted, this eye will move upwards like this, goal or bahar bhi. So abduction is also caused by lateral rectus, superior rectus as well as inferior rectus. Understood? Inferior oblique. Superior oblique is causing see the four recti are causing this direction. ऊपर वाला ऊपर खींचेगा, मीडियल वाला मीडियल में खींचेगा, लैटरल वाला लैटरल में खींचेगा और मीडियल वाला मीडियल में, ऊपर नीचे लेफ्ट राइट, दैट इज मीडियल एंड लैटरल. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सुपीरियर ऑब्लिक. सुपीरियर ऑब्लिक इट इज जिधर सुपीरियर ऑब्लिक ऊपर अगर सुपीरियर ऑब्लिक अगर ऊपर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ तो आई का मसल, आई का मूवमेंट ऐसा ऊपर होएगा. एंड नाउ आई विल शो इन ग्रीन, इफ इट इज कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग लाइक दिस नीचे, देन व्हाट विल हैपन, ये नीचे की तरफ मूवमेंट होगा ऐसा. अंडरस्टूड? सो इन बोथ दिस डायरेक्शंस, इन लोअर रोटेशन ऑफ द आई और अपर रोटेशन, ऐसा मूवमेंट होने दो या ऐसा मूवमेंट होने दो, इट इज मूविंग टुवर्ड्स लैटरल. सो दैट इज abduction. So abduction is caused by lateral rectus, which is naturally causing its action in the direction of its origin, and superior oblique and inferior oblique. So they are causing what? Abduction. I will erase all this. This is becoming very much mess over here. So you understood the concept of adduction and abduction. So they are causing what? They are causing abduction. I have put up abduction in green color. Now I will use red color. Red color we will show adduction. So who is showing adduction? This is the medial rectus. ये medial है ना? So medial rectus is showing adduction towards the body. Again, who is showing adduction? Superior rectus. Can you see the superior rectus muscle? Okay, this also has, because it is originating in that way, like this. It has a axis that way. We just saw this cut section. This is a coronal section. So the origin also that way, because tendinous ring of Zinn you saw. That way, according to the origin, superior rectus and the inferior rectus both are able to show what? They are showing adduction. So superior rectus and inferior rectus, they are showing adduction along with medial rectus. This is the action. Now if you see medial rotation, तो ये अगर सुपीरियर रेक्टस मसल है, ये अगर इस तरफ खींच रहा है तो ये मीडियली रोटेट करने में हेल्प कर रहा है. और आपको ऐसा आंख घुमाने में कौन हेल्प कर रहा है? इंफीरियर ऑब्लिक. करेक्ट? इज इट करेक्ट और नो? इट्स नॉट करेक्ट. इंफीरियर ऑब्लिक इज मूविंग दिस वे laterally. Who is moving medially? Who is moving medially? It's the superior oblique. Yes, when it is contracting, it is making the eye move in this direction. So superior oblique and superior rectus, they are causing medial rotation this way. And who is causing lateral rotation? This lateral rotation is caused by the lateral rectus and the, am I correct? It's not lateral rectus, I am sorry. It's inferior oblique and inferior rectus. Inferior oblique and inferior rectus. So there's a chart in the textbook. You can see that and you can go through it, because now I will very simplify. I will just simplify this diagram. It's very much cumbersome. You just see this diagram. Okay, this is medial. Wait. This is medial. This is lateral. This is superior. This is inferior. Now lateral rectus, medial rectus, superior rectus, inferior rectus. So actually this is not the correct way of labeling them. You have to show the directions on the sides. Okay. So inferior oblique जब retract होएगा, ऐसा खींचेगा, तो what movement is going to happen? It's going to move in which direction? If you pull the inferior oblique muscle, it's going to move in which direction? It's going to rotate this way, laterally. Okay. And this way it is going laterally. That is it is inferior oblique is causing abduction, that is away. Yes or no? It is causing abduction. Then lateral rectus is causing abduction. And see, this is about inferior oblique muscle. Here medial rectus is causing medial, it is causing adduction, right? Then medial rectus, it is adducting. Then who all is adducting? It is the superior rectus, which is having this direction action, which is having medial rotation direction, and which is superior rectus to upar bhi khiche. This is about superior rectus. This is about inferior rectus, that it is moving it medially, it is pulling it down, and also medially. That is about lateral rectus. And this, as I told you about inferior the superior oblique, कि जब ये superior oblique ऊपर खींचा जाएगा, I will show it in red, this way, and this way. So superior oblique when it contracts, actually I must not confuse this. Superior oblique when it contracts this way, so there will be which kind of rotation? It will be the medial intorsion, right? ये इधर pull हो रहा है, superior oblique ऊपर का muscle, तो medial rotation होएगा, और क्या होएगा? It will abduct this way, ऐसा rotate होएगा, right? So rotation is medially, and it is causing abduction. That is superior oblique. So this is the direction. और ये lateral rectus तो नीचे है ही, right? Lateral rectus तो नीचे है. I hope you have understood this. There are two terms called as intorsion and extorsion. Intorsion means medial rotation, and extorsion means lateral rotation. Okay. So I am attempting to make it simple for you, trying to simplify. Rest you need to read and understand. I hope I have explained it to my best possible way. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. So we can simply say that elevation of the eyeball is caused by all the arrows which are shown in the upward direction, depression which is shown by the lower direction, medial rotation this way, that is medially moving the eyeball, lateral rotation laterally moving the eyeball, intorsion and extorsion. These are the 6 movements which an eyeball can do, and I have shown them in this diagram. And one more thing, the upper lid of the eye, the movement of it is carried out by levator, elevate karnara, levator, palpebri, that is over your palpebral region, and superioris, because it's present superiorly in the eye. Superioris, levator palpebris superioris, it will lift your eye. Contraction of it will lift, it will contract the eyelid in the upward direction, superior direction, open up the eye. So we had finished the discussion. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. So applied anatomy is just very simple. If the nerve supply to that muscle is hampered, that muscle gets paralyzed, and paralysis will cause what? Failure of that movement. So if medial rectus is getting paralyzed, what will happen? Medial rotation of the eye will not happen. Yes or no? If lateral recti gets, then lateral rotation will not happen. Yes or no? Like if inferior oblique, then lateral rotation, intorsion, and yes, in the upward direction movement will not happen. So if that muscle is getting paralyzed because of either damage to the nerve or to the muscle, then that respective action will not happen. Now what happens is that there are two terms. One is squint or strabismus, and second is, squint or strabismus, second is nystagmus. Okay, so these two terms are important. Okay, and one more is about superior oblique. I will tell you one interesting story about the superior oblique muscle. Okay, superior oblique muscle. So if you see the squint म्हणजे आपण त्याला तिरळेपणा म्हणतो. तिरळेपणा, in Marathi they call it as तिरळेपणा, तिरका पाहणारा, तिरका. Okay, तिरळेपणा or तिरका पाहणारा. So what does this mean? Actually, that again in this also there are two types actually, paralytic and concomitant, that is congenital, you can say. So paralytic means what? That because of the paralysis of the muscle, or you can say paresis of the muscle. Paralysis complete movement, it's lost. Paresis is weakness. So paralytic in this movements are limited. There is diplopia in the sense you see double, and head, if you turn it in the direction of the in which the paralyzed muscle has to function, then that squint will happen. Okay, and there is false orientation of the field of the vision when it is paralyzed. When it is congenital, there is no limitation of movement, no diplopia, because the complete action is only gone. And if you talk about nystagmus means involuntary movement, involuntary, rhythmical. I have seen one patient, oscillatory. We will remove this. Involuntary, rhythmical, oscillatory movement of the eyeball. There could be many reasons due to incoordination of these ocular muscles because of the bad coordination, or there could be vestibular, cerebellar, or congenital problem. You will learn in detail when you talk about physiology, when you talk about the tracts, when you talk about the optic pathway, the pathway of the oculomotor nerve. So that is nystagmus. Means what? I will explain you. See, this is the eye of the person. So this eyeball keeps on moving like this. Have you seen such patient? This is involuntary. Patient is doing involuntarily, rhythmical, with the same rhythm, 1 2 1 2 1 2, not so much slow, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is speed, very speedily, and it's oscillation. No, have you seen oscillation? You were taught in physics. This way oscillation, like that the movement is happening. So involuntary, rhythmical, and oscillatory movements of the eye because of the incoordination of the ocular muscles. May it be because of vestibular reason, cerebellar reason, or congenital, but that is happening in nothing but nystagmus. Okay, nystagmus. So this is one. And the third point which I was telling you about superior oblique muscle. The superior oblique muscle is known as copy muscle. The examiner will surely ask you this is an MCQ question, important question, and very funny question. At least you should know copy. See, this is useful in the actions of copying. Useful in actions of copying. It is useful in the actions of copying. Now, for example, how do you copy? See, if a person is seeing like this, you will need this action. And this action, which is done, this action, and this action. It is done by which muscle? It is superior oblique. Do you recall that diagram? It is the superior oblique here. ऊपर वाले जो action थे, that were by inferior oblique. ये नीचे वाले थे वो superior oblique. So these actions are done by. See, this action, this action, and when you are, you are seeing it this way. That is the superior oblique. Do you recall it? 1, 2, and 3. These are done by superior oblique. So that is why it is called as copy muscle. It is called as copy muscle. So these are the important points, applied anatomical points. So Thank you very much. You read it once from the textbook. For sure, you will understand it. If you don't understand, just let me know. Thank you.